No, she's not. She's with the church.
I prefer not to be filmed.
Not a problem.
Okay, then you need to take that camera and put her pointing in another direction.
I
said point the camera in the other direction.
I'm filming him.
Then I'm talking to him, you're invading a private conversation, take that camera and point it someplace else.
I actually have to document him while he is out protesting.
I said point that camera someplace else while I'm talking to this man.
I can't do that.
Yes, you can do that, and you will do that. Are you part of this organization? Tell her to shut that goddamn camera off while I'm talking to this man.
She can point it down if you want.
I mean, she could, far I'm concerned, she could point up her ass. But I don't want her pointing at me any which way or...
It's not pointing at you. Go ahead.
Here comes another one. They love their cameras. That's why I bring mine, just in case. But to answer your question,
okay,
there's a lot of bad things in Scientology.
Whisper to me so it'll defeat their whole purpose. I said point it. Point it down.
It's definitely pointed away.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or we're going to have a real big problem here, okay?
It's good. Just continue, okay?
Point it down.
Okay.
This lady here died a horrible death in Scientology. I used to work on staff for Scientology, and they lied to us about how she died.
Why are they filming?
They like to document everything. They're going to give it to their Scientology lawyers to hopefully try to get me to stop somehow. So they like to have a record. So that's why.
Okay.
That's why I tape too, just in case they do something stupid. So anyway, she died a horrible death down in Clearwater, Florida. What happened was that she was in a minor car accident, had a nervous breakdown, got out of the car, started stripping off all of her clothes.
I was listening. Go ahead. I like listening.
And Scientology, who is vehemently opposed to psychology and psychiatry, I'm sorry, she went to the hospital. The paramedic said, you know, this lady needs help. She's freaking out. She's running around taking her clothes off. So they went to the hospital. The paramedics brought her there. Scientologists show up, take her out of the hospital because they're vehemently opposed against psychology and psychiatry, and said, oh, no, we'll take care of her. And they brought her to a Scientology building, tried to nurse her back to health, but she kept getting worse over 17 days. And on the 17th day, she stopped breathing. And then they rushed her back to a real hospital, but they passed 3 hospitals to get to one where a Scientology doctor worked, and she was dead upon arrival. And I was...
What was the cause of death?
Well, there was conflicting coroner's reports in the lawsuits that came out, but basically it was a pulmonary embolism was, I believe, the official cause of death. But it was caused probably from bed rest. They had her locked up in this room because she was flipping out every day, and they had her pinned down in bed most of the time, so she was like bedridden. And I hear that that's a way that pulmonary embolisms tend to happen is if someone.
So what did they say? What did Scientologists say about it?
They told me.
So let's go.
What's that?
My turn.
Hold on.
My turn.
Well,
so what did they say? Like, what do they say? Like,
they told me when I was on staff, there was a protest one day, and the person had a similar sign to this. They got all of us staff members together and said, all right, there's going to be some signs out there that talk about Lisa McPherson. Here's what really happened. She was in a car accident that resulted in a pulmonary embolism. Didn't tell us about the nervous breakdown. Lisa McPherson had achieved this state that they charge approximately $30,000 to $40,000 to achieve, called clear, which basically is like kind of like a superhuman almost. You're supposed to have perfect memory, perfect vision. So for her to have this nervous breakdown made no sense at all. And so they didn't tell us about the nervous breakdown. They didn't tell us about the 17 days where she kept getting worse and how they took her out of a real hospital because they're against psychology and psychiatry. And then ultimately she died after they passed 3 hospitals when she stopped breathing. They left all of that out and said, oh, no big deal. Lisa McPherson, it was a car accident that resulted in a pulmonary embolism. Could have happened to anybody. Not until I got out, when on the internet, did I find out what really happened. So this is why I have this particular sign.
what made you get out?
Well, once I get onto the internet, you find out a lot of stuff about Scientology that you don't know unless you use the internet. And I think it will be their downfall because there's so many horror stories, there's so many secrets that you will never hear about because of the way they control information inside. So that's ultimately what got me out, was the horror stories. Too many things didn't add up.
Why'd you join?
Okay.
Well,
What drew them? Mind if I just say one thing real quick?
Sure.
Okay. Now you'll say this is correct, right?
Go ahead.
You're drunk. You just lost your job as a janitor.
Right.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So I've been working in the church for 9 years. Okay. I don't have the exact specifics on it. That's the truth. However, if you want to look at the coroner reports, he has the doctor's names wrong.
What doctor's names?
For a fact, okay?
What doctor's names? I didn't say any doctor's names.
The point is, though, is you should really find out for yourself.
Yes, you should. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Google.
You can find all the medical records.
Yes, you can. coroner's reports.
That's right. You can find all that stuff.
You can see pictures of her body that have bug bites on them. On her.
What?
She had bug bites all over her arms, probably from being tied down to the bed. But there's autopsy photos.
That's the fact.
No. Well, you have to make up your own mind. They will probably say bed sores. It looks to me like that's cockroach bites, but I don't know for sure. But there are autopsy photos.
Okay. And the other thing is the church is actually expanding like never before. We actually just moved into this building. And that happened, when was that?
Halloween?
15
No.
years ago.
When was that? When did that
1995.
situation? 1995. Okay.
Right.
No one in the church has been indicted on that. There was a lawsuit on it, but we won it.
You won the criminal case, you lost the civil case.
Okay. But we're still here. We've been here for a very long time, and we're keep on expanding.
There are millions of people all over the world
He's a
that support
Scientologist, she's a
Scientology.
Scientologist, I'm a Scientologist. She's a Scientologist. I personally do it because it works. I personally don't investigate into all these crap stories because I feel the crap. Because I personally have had many wins in Scientology.
Right, so
my life has improved much over. His obviously hasn't, therefore, I mean, it is what it is.
I still like some of Scientology, the subjects. What I don't like is the organization and the way they run it, and the way they this is Sylvia Stannard. She's in charge of the Office of Special Affairs. Thanks a lot, you guys, for asking.
For you?
No, he doesn't want to go on the phone.
No, he doesn't want to be on film.
Okay,
That's
that's
fine.
fair.
Yep.